Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, assembled devotees ki jai. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, welcoming all of you to mid-morning Bhakti Sangha conference call. May I know who all joined this mid-morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Balavrinda.
Hare Krishna Balavrinda, welcome to the call. Thank you for joining and chanting Bhagavad Gita also. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago, Illinois, and very beautifully recitation Bhagavad Gita, Balvranda. So
Thank you,
nice,
Mataji.
so beautifully.
Hare Krishna, Yashimati Mataji, thank you so much for joining. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Mataji. Thank you for encouraging Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. To Srila Prabhupada, this is Preeti Vilasri Devidasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks, Balvrinda, for the very beautiful chanting, and thank you for the very warm welcoming. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining, and thank you for encouraging all of us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, then with pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
I
Thank you,
can't. My
Mataji, for
folder
joining
hurt.
every day and giving your rasi. Stop. Okay. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to? Sorry, Matajis. Hare Krishna, everyone. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Mataji, shall I read the quote, Mataji? Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Haridas Varya Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of the Sacred Vow of Margashirsha. It is 26th session today. Before we hand over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to read today's quote. Srila Prabhupada's quote, 29th August. Do not be depressed. All along, my God brothers gave me only depression, repression, compression, but I continued strong in my duty. So never mind, there is some discouragement. Continue with your work in full enthusiastic Krishna conscious attitude of service. Letter to Guru Das, August 29th, 1972. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Just waiting if Prabhuji joined. Yeah, Prabhuji is there. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Sacred Vow of Margashirsha. Prabhuji, are you ready? I mean, I don't see on
Yes.
you. Yes, Prabhuji.
I am.
And also, I would like to wish you happy birthday in advance, Prabhuji.
Oh,
Hare
okay. Thank
Krishna.
you.
I'm so happy that I got an opportunity to join today call and wish
Thank
you.
you.
I know it's on Radhastami, but I wanted to wish you today because I'm meeting you today on the call. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Thank you for the wishes. First and foremost, I would like to welcome each and every one to this sessions of Sacred Vow of Margashirsha. We are very much waiting for the eager day of Radhashtami to celebrate one of the glorious events in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, which is to celebrate the appearance of Srimati Radharani, and to whom we are all serving very, very nicely. But today what we are going to discuss about is we are continuing our sessions on Tirupavai. We are in verse number 20. We are just 10 verses away from finishing this magnificent work written by Andal. And we are continuing our conversations with Nappinai and Andal and her friends, where she is requesting again and again to open the door and give the attendants or give them Krishna, which is their innermost desire. So we will continue to see those verses, and we will continue. We discussed about the 4 verses that were spoken to none other than Krishna. And today we will also see the 4 lines that were spoken for Tirupava, for Nappinai. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the Mangalacharan, and let us begin today's class. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sargana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sargana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Panamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vayevacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanyeshwaram Harivam Tatsai. We will chant also the invocatory verse, which is in Sanskrit for Tirupavai. Neela Tungas Thanagiri Tati Pari Suptam Udbhodhya Krishnam Parathyam Swam Shrutisada Siras Siddham Adhyapayanti Sochistayam Shaji Nigalidam Ya Bhalakritya Bhunkte Goda Tasya Nama Imaidam Bhuya Evastu Bhuyaha. So welcome each and every one of you for this Sacred Vow of Margashirsha session. We have been discussing over many weeks about this transcendental journey of Andal and her gopis, 5 lakh of them, all of them marching towards the Yamuna river to keep up their vow of Margashirsha, or Margai as we call it, Margashirsha, where they are following in the footsteps of the gopis of Vrindavan. Their small village, Srivalli has become non-different from Vrindavan now, and they have imbibed the mood of the gopis, and they have a very strong desire to get Krishna as their husband. With these desires in their mind, they had taken this vow very strongly, and they had requested each and every one of them to abstain from milk and curd, to follow the orders of their elders, to not put flowers on their braid, and take a lot of hardships of taking a cold bath in the Yamuna river, so that at the end of the vow, at the end of 30 days of the month of Margashirsha, they will attain their innermost desire, which is to get Krishna as their husband. However, they don't want to publicly reveal their innermost desire. So they are constantly doing Nam Sankirtan, and their hidden reason is to go to Krishna and get the musical instrument called as Parai. So they are trying their level best to conceal their innermost desire, which is to get Krishna as their husband, with an exterior reason, which is to get the musical instrument called as Parai. Will they succeed? That is the journey in itself. So the journey began with all of them assembling. 10 of her friends were not available. They were still fast asleep in ecstatic remembrance of Krishna. So Andal and her friends, 4,99,990 gopis, ensure they knock on each and every door of the gopi who is missing, and they wake up all the gopis. So from verse number 6 to verse number 15, we saw how she wakes up all the gopis and all of them join together. Now 5 lakh gopis are there. They march towards Yamuna. They find out that Krishna, who was promised by the elders that he will be the one who will take care of all these gopis while they take their peaceful bath in the waters of Yamuna, he is himself missing. So since Krishna is missing, they detour their journey from the Yamuna Ghats towards Nanda Bhavan. They are stopped there by the watchman, and they are all use the gatekeeper, and then later they are also stopped by the doorkeeper who protects the Nanda Bhavan from any exterior guests. So they convince the gatekeeper, the watchman, and they convince the doorkeeper, and they gain entry into the bedroom of Krishna and his family. They wake up Nanda Baba, they wake up Yashoda Maiya, they wake up Balaram. They miss seeing Nappinai, who is Nila Devi, who is also asleep along with Krishna. They try to wake up Krishna, and Krishna does not wake up. That is when they understand that they are trying to wake up Krishna without waking up her devotee, who is Nappinai. Then comes the beautiful verses of 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, etc., where these beautiful verses, specifically 18, 19, and 20, addressed to Nappinai to request her to open the door, because Krishna is very much enjoying her company as a perfect grahastha, and he is not opening the door to gain access for this 5 lakh gopis. So this is where we were, and today was the last verse addressing Nappinai, hoping against the hope with a tinge of sarcasm. We did see last week that how they mentioned their verses in verse number 19 as something which is very out of shokarasa. That, hey Nappinai, you are supposed to make us meet together, but still you are not being a conduit for all the gopis to meet Krishna. And hence they started their verses with a sarcasm towards Krishna, 4 lines for Krishna and 4 lines for Nappinai. So what were those verses? Let's have a look at them once again. It will be in front of your screen. So this is verse number 20. You can see the verse in front of you. The one which is highlighted in blue are the verses for Krishna. So they said that we will apply this sarcasm because Krishna is very, very fondly sleeping on the chest and the breasts of Nappinai, Nila Devi, and he is not getting up. He's so engrossed in loving his divine consort that he is not getting up and opening the doors. So this is why they are all leaning against the window. They are perching on the window tops, and they're seeing inside, and they are seeing that both of them are lying down in a tight embrace, and they are not trying to open the door while there is a transcendental competition going on. And with a lot of sarcasm, Andal speaks this verse. முப்பத்து மூவர்மர்க்கு முன் சென்று கப்பம் தவிர்க்கும் கலியே தூயலாய் செப்பமுடையாய் திரளுடையாய் செற்றார்க்கு வெப்பம் கொடுக்கும் விமலா தூயிலையாய் செப்பன்ன மென்முலை சேவை சிறுமனுங்குல் நப்பின்னை நங்காய் திருவே தூயலாய் உக்கமும் தட்டோலியும் தந்து உன்மனானலை Ipoda emmai neeraattelor embavai. Says this beautiful 8-line verses in chaste Tamil, where we mentioned about the sarcasm in the previous lecture, where the first line is what we covered, which speaks about முப்பத்து மூவமர்க்கு முன் சென்று, that the Lord is so merciful that he always tries to go before even the demigods say that I have a problem. That means that the Lord is so keen to help the demigods in a way to say that he knows already that the demigods are going to have problems. And here demigods, we mentioned about 33 crores. We mentioned about the 33, and we said that the others are the ganas, the followers of these 33. So 33 crore celestial beings who are immortals, they are constantly protected by none other than the Lord. And he goes there unannounced. Even they don't know they're going to fall in difficulty, but the Lord is there to protect them. So in a way, in a very sarcastic way, they, in the sense the gopis, are sarcastically mentioning that how come it is so that you are ready to go before them, though they have not called for you, but we 5 lakh gopis are constantly calling for you. Then they sarcastically ask, we are 5 lakh, which is a lesser count compared to 33 crore. Is it because that you will only address the calls of someone who is 33 crores in number and not 5 lakh in number, which is smaller than 33? You are trying to save somebody who are trying their level best by their own efforts to save themselves. So we know that the demigods first strike up a battle with the demons and they try to save themselves. But here we are gopis, we are not trying to save ourselves, but still you don't come and protect us. But you go to protect those who try to protect themselves. They are not fully surrendered. So they are not fully surrendered, but still you protect them. We are fully surrendered, still you are not protecting us. It seems like that they are immortals, but they are immortals or they are celestials or they are demigods, but they have selfish motive. Like Indra had selfish motive towards Parijata. Even though you helped him, he still asked for its return. And he threw the thunderbolt on you, though you were a constant help towards Indra to bring peace and eliminate anarchy from the heavenly kingdoms. Still, they do not respect you. But here we are fully surrendered. We do not throw at you anything. We don't even throw bad words at you. We don't get angry. We are fully submissible gopis, but still you don't come and protect us. So we do not understand that why you favor such great demigods who ignore you, but we are so poor gopis. We are fully surrendered, but you don't ignore the proud servants like Indra and Chandra and many others, but you ignore such humble gopis. So this sarcasm was constantly going to and fro, back and forth between the gopis, and they were sarcastically mentioned. And then they did not stop. At the end, they said that seems like you are not replying to all of us. We applied so many sarcasm and we asked you. And Krishna is thinking, what should I reply? All the allegations that the gopis are putting in front of me are true. And hence they added the final blow into that entire sarcasm. They said, are you, Krishna, not replying to us because we speak to you first? Which means that generally in a conversation, Krishna has the first say and the last say. But here in this conversation, the gopis are saying, generally it is a practice that Krishna, you start speaking and then nobody can speak because your words are so expert in nature that nobody else can speak. But is it because you are not speaking to us and not opening the door, forget about giving darshan, not even replying to us? Is it because that we spoke first? So this is like the final blow, which is like a sarcasm on top of sarcasm and goading Krishna in whatever way, yena kena prakarena, that in some or the other way, let Krishna be an object of love for all of us. Let him open the door and let us get access. So we did mention about how the previous verses, they were unsuccessful. Like if the prayers are to be successful, they are to be successful always. But we saw that how the acharyas comment that when they approached Krishna and they did not approach Nappinai, it was like Shurpanakha approaching Ramachandra without the help of Mother Sita. And we all knew that that was a failure. She had to lose their nose and her ears. The second verse, 19th verse, then they said, okay, let me approach Nappinai, but let me not approach Krishna directly. So they said verses in glorification of Nappinai, which is also not eternally correct, because we saw like Ravan who approached Sita without Ramchandra, and hence that was also not favorable. So in this verse, they are saying, let us keep no stones unturned. Let's ensure that we address both of them. And hence they have spoken the first four sarcastic lines. In that, there is a word called as Munsendra. A Munsendra means the Lord is ensuring that he first goes before anybody else in the battlefield. For example, if there is Hiranyaksha, there is Hiranyakashipu, or there are many others, the Lord ensures that before the battle, he goes and he fights on behalf of all the demigods. And he is the protector of all the demigods. And he is the person who is ready to go into the battlefield first. Now, how do we understand this? We see this from the Gajendra's pastime. A very beautiful narration is mentioned by the Acharya. We all know the beautiful shloka, Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 15th verse, where our Gajendra, who is caught by the graha or caught by the crocodile, is after struggling for so many years, he picks up the lotus flower and he offers it and he says the beautiful prayer, which our Prahladananda Prabhu always loves this prayer, which is Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhuta Karanaya Sarva Ghamnaya Mahavarna Arnavaya Namo Apavargaya Parayanaya. So in this way, he mentions this shloka. And this shloka is very, very beautiful because this is the shloka where the Lord then appears right in front. And it is mentioned that when we wake up in the morning, we should generally remember Gajendra and we should remember the Lord, how he came to protect this Jivatma who was completely caught up by the crocodile, which is nothing but the material propensities of this world. So we should remember this shloka, Namo Namaste Akhila Karanaya. Now, a beautiful commentary mentions here, and I'm trying to connect this Gajendra shloka to this Munsendra. That means the Lord goes first. So when Gajendra was struggling and he was calling out for help, it was not that the 33 crore demigods or even Brahma was not ready to help. They were all ready. Because to kill a crocodile, you don't need to call the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma can do it. All the other demigods can do it. But the specific prayer by Gajendra was so that it was not an application to any of these demigods. And the application was not for Lord Brahma also. The application was specifically not to Indra, not to Chandra, not to Brahma, not to Shiva, not to anyone, but it was for Lord Narayan. And he had to appear there to specifically carry out. How do we say so? Let us look at the prayer. The prayer says that, please help me. Namo Namaste. So all the demigods felt that, okay, he is paying his respectful obeisances. Gajendra is praying the respectful obeisances in a very painful situation to all of us, and we should help. So Indra came forward. At that time, he said Karanaya, so one of the cause. So Indra thought that I am taking care of all the administrative things in this world, so he is addressing me. But before that word which he uttered as Karanaya, he said Akhila Karanaya. Akhila means cause of all causes. Then Indra stepped back. Then he said, I am not the cause of all causes because I was also created. And hence maybe Lord Brahma should help. So Indra stepped forward to go and help Gajendra, but he took a step back because the application and the prayer was not for him. Brahma stepped forward. And when Brahma stepped forward, he said, okay, I am the one who has created all the living entities. So let me step ahead. And hence Gajendra looked at it is said, the Acharya mentions it in this way, that he looked at Brahma in the sky and he said, Nishkaranaya, that I want that person to be here to help me who doesn't have a cause for himself. So Brahma said, even I am an effect of the cause, who is known as Narayana, who is known as Padmanabha. From his navel, I appear. So this is actually not for me also. So he also stepped back. So he said, Akhila Karanaya, Nishkaranaya, Adbhuta Karanaya. He's a wonderful cause of everything. That is none other than the Lord himself. And he who is glorified in all the Vedic scriptures, and under whom even the most liberated personalities take shelter. So in this way, the prayer was done. So Lord Narayana had to come himself. But how did he appear? This is also very, very nicely mentioned by many acharyas, that the Lord immediately jumped up from the seat of Vaikuntha and he was about to leave. In my younger days, my grandparents used to always say, from a Brahmanical family since I come from, when you are going for something, when you're stepping outside the house to perform an activity which is good for everyone, like you're going for preaching or you're going for a temple or you're going to give your exams, generally one person should not ask from behind, why are you going, where are you going? It is like an obstacle being put together. Generally, they say in the Nimitta Shastra that you should not ask such a thing. So here, the Lord was going to save his devotee, but Lakshmi asked this question in Vaikuntha itself, where are you going? The Lord smiled. Hey, you are not supposed to ask like this. You know the best of the conduits, that the conduct, you know the best of the conduct, that you are not supposed to act like this. But he was in such a hurry that he mentioned Gajam Tratu. Gajam Tratu means, Gajam means the elephant. Gaja, Tratu means I have to give liberation or I have to rescue him. So he said Gajam Tratu in a way that Ga was spoken in Vaikuntha, jump. He jumped himself right in front of Gajendra. That was the pace of the Lord to come and help Gajendra. That Ga was spoken in Vaikuntha before he finished the word jump. Forget about Tratu as a word. That Lakshmi never heard. She just heard Ga of the entire two words, Gajam Tratu. She just heard Ga. Before that, the Lord vanished from there. Now, the Lord, we know, he appears in front of Gajendra as on top of Garuda, because Garuda is a swift carrier of the Lord. So, in this case, when the Lord was immediately starting and he wanted to appear before Gajendra, he immediately said Ga. Garuda was already ready at the doorstep to carry him. And when the Lord was flying in the mid sky from Vaikuntha to reach there, he found that Garuda was flapping his wings very slowly. And the Lord said, if you flap like this, Gajendra will lose his life. So I need to go faster. So Lord traveled even more faster than Garuda, that Garuda was catching up. And in fact, the Lord appeared first in the sky, and then he threw his discus towards, that is Sudarshan, towards the crocodile. But when he threw, nothing came, because behind him, Garuda was catching up to the speed to come and give a self-portrait, a good selfie for Gajendra. But here there was a Lord in the sky with a Sudarshan hand. Sudarshan has not appeared. Garuda has not appeared. First Garuda came. Sudarshan was panting behind, and he came, and then he said, okay, I am supposed to do my duty. And finally, he went and cut the head of crocodile. The Acharyas mentioned that the Lord is so merciful to protect his devotees, to give darshan to his devotees, that he will travel faster than Sudarshan, faster than Garuda, because the Lord has appeared. So this is why it is mentioned that we should remember this shloka when we get up. Previously, all the Vaishnavas, at least in the Sri Vaishnava families, they used to mention this shloka. And how did the Lord appear? He appeared with 8 hands. And he appeared in each of these 8 hands. He had different things holding in his hand. Graha graste gajendre ruati sarabhasam takshyam aruhya davan vyagrhnan malya bhushavasana parikaro mega gambhiva goshanaha abhi bhrano rathangam saralambhyam shankachapum saketau hastaihi kaumodikam pyatu harisambhasam samhate. So this shloka is very, very famous, that this is the shloka that one should remember when he gets up. What does it say? Grahagraste Gajendra. When Gajendra was completely caught by the crocodile, then, and he was crying, you appeared there with 8 hands. What did you carry in your 8 hands? Rathangam, that is none other than Sudarshan Chakra, the discus. Sharam, that means the arrows that you wanted to use. And then Abhi, that means the sword, the Nandaka, the sword which you had. And Abhaya Hasta, that means you also had your Abhaya Mudra to protect Gajendra. So you had Sudarshan, you had arrows, you had sword, and you had the Abhaya Hasta, which is to protect Gajendra. 4 of them in one side, on one side of US. What were there on the other side? What were the 4 hands carrying? Shanka, that means you had your conch. Chapa, that means you had your bow. Saketo, that means you had your spear. And you had Kaumodaki, you had your Gada, which is Kaumodaki. So this 8-handed form, Ashtabhuja, if somebody wants to see this Lord, how he appeared in the sky with 8 hands, with Garuda and discus, which was wielding and which was coming and cutting, one has to go to Kanchipuram. There is a very beautiful temple known as the Ashtabhuja temple of the Lord, and it is one of the 108 Divyadeshas. So one can see this beautiful Lord out there. However, I remember when I went to Kanchipuram and when I saw these deities of this Ashtabhuja Lord, and it was very wonderful that because he has 8 different hands, and in one of the portraits, the cloth which was adorning the Lord was very, very long. And hence I asked this question to the pujari, that why is this entire deity wrapped in a cloth which is longer than the deity itself? And the pujari said in a very nice way that when the Lord actually jumped from Vaikunta, and while saying Gajam, he said Ga, and then before he said Jam, he was right in front of Gajendra. He forgot to take the Uttari. That means he forgot to take the Angavastra on top of him. So while he was jumping, he saw that there was a lone sari of Lakshmi, and hence he took that 9-yard sari, which became 18 yards to cover all his different 8 different limbs of his, and he wore the sari and jumped there. So the Lord did not care about his own beauty. He just wanted to protect Gajendra. So he said the clothing of the Lord is more of a sari rather than his own Angavastra. So in this way, even deities, when we actually see, we can see the beautification of how the Lord is so merciful. So, but why am I speaking about Gajendra in a Tirupavai pastime? Because of that one word, Mun Sendre. That means you ensured that Indra, before Indra goes to help, Brahma goes to help, you were there to help Gajendra. But you are right in front of us and we are asking for help. Without asking for help itself, you go and provide help. But here you are not providing any kind of help. So why is this like this? So please, my dear Lord, please appear. Please appear before us, right? The Lord is always listening to his devotees, right? And there is one other very beautiful pastime which I remember, which was told to me when I was traveling South India in different Divyadeshams. And we appeared at one of near Kanchipurams. There is one other Divyadesha in which this beautiful Lord is there. It was known as the Vega Setu. So there was this Lord who was with an Alvar. And that Alvar used to, I think Tirumai Shay Alvar, if I'm not wrong, he used to always glorify the Lord and have beautiful prayers. And one day while he was meditating and he was saying his prayers, there was a very old lady, 90-year-old lady, who used to take care of his hermitage. And this hermitage she used to take care. And at once this Alvar saw her and he was so happy that she is doing so nice services that he said, let you continue these services for long and let your age be very young. And hence, in this way, he gave the blessings and she immediately became very, very young, like a 16-year-old. And when she was carrying out the services, after a few days, the Pallava king saw her and he fell in love with this girl because she was 16-year-old. She was looking like a 16-year-old, though her age was 90 in nature. And she was never married. So in this way, the Pallava king asked for her hand and got married to her. Many years passed by that the Pallava king started becoming old. How do you get to know you become old? Because your hair next to your ears, they start becoming white first. Because they are the ones, like to Dasharatha, they keep whispering that now you have become old, at least now you think about the Lord and utter the holy name. So this Pallava king was very perturbed that how come I have become old? But she is not becoming old, she is still young because she had got the blessings of the Alvar, which the king did not know. So he went and asked the girl that, how old are you? I never asked during the marriage. Also, I fell in love with your beauty, but now I am asking you, how old are you? And the girl said, I am 90 years old. And he was surprised. Is that at 90 years old, you look like 16-year-old and you don't even have one gray hair, whereas I have so many gray hairs. How come? Then she said that I got the blessings of this beautiful Alvar, and he gave me the blessings because I was rendering menial services unto his hermitage. So the Pallava king told his minister that I want to also meet this Alvar, and I want to ensure that I also get the blessings of becoming young. So this was his desire, not a great desire, but for material benefits, not to serve the Lord. So the minister said, look, the Alvar is so great, he will not appear for such meager material desires. But his assistant is there. His assistant's name is Kanikkannan. His name is Kannan. So Mr. Kannan is there. We will ask his assistant, Mr. Kannan, and he will give us a referral due to which your desire can be fulfilled. So he said, how will we meet Mr. Kannan? How will we meet him? He said, every day he goes by this way and we will one day bring him towards you. The next day, when Mr. Kannan was passing through the royal palaces road, they brought him before the Pallava king. And when Kannan actually heard this request of the Pallava king, he said, I am not going to do this. I will not tell my Guru Maharaj to help you in this because your intentions are very, very bad. Your intentions are just to become young for material success. Whereas for spiritual activities, we would have still considered, my Guru Maharaj would have considered, but this is not right. So when the king was told in such a rude fashion, the king said, you are banished from the kingdom. So Mr. Kanikannan, you cannot come here anymore. And tell this to your Guru Maharaj, he is also banished in the kingdom. So Mr. Kanikannan went back to his spiritual master, Tirumanishi Alvar, and he told him this pastime that happened. And he said that, look, we are banished, we need to leave today. And Tirumanishi Alvar was so attached to the Lord, who was lying down in the serpent bed with his left hand as a pillow and the right hand. And he was facing, I think he was facing from east to west. And he was lying down. And Tirumanishi Alvar went and told the Lord, look, I have been banished from the kingdom. Your servants have been banished from the kingdom. What job do you have here? If I am banished, if your servants are banished, what is the job you have here? I want you to fold up your bed, which is Anantashesh, and come with me. So the Lord said, yes, sir. Where my devotees are, there is where I am. So he immediately got up from the serpent bed. He rolled his serpent bed like a yoga mat. We all see that all these gym person, yoga persons carrying a yoga mat with a roll, like the yoga mats are rolled. So similarly, like that serpent bed, Anand Shesh, he rolled it, tied it. And Anand Shesh, and he kept the yoga mat like serpent bed on top of his head. And they saw this beautiful pastime of Kanikannan walking, and then Tirumanishi Alvar walking, and the Lord with the serpent bed walking behind him. They went outside the village, and where Tirumanishi Alvar stood, he said that now we will stay here, so roll it back. So he started rolling back and staying there with him. When the Lord left from that particular place, all the deities, all the temples in and around the Pallava kingdom, they did not have any sanctity, divinity. And all the pujaris, when they opened the door, they did not see the Lord. So they went and told the Pallava king, we are not seeing the Lord himself. The Pallava king asked, which one? Is it the Utsava Murti which is not there, or is it the real idols which are not there, the deities which are not there? Because if the Utsava Murti is missing, you need to see some foreign countries if they have smuggled it. No, he said both of them are not there. Both of the deities are absent. And what to speak about these deities? These deities are absent in all the temples. So the Pallava king understood that he has offended such a great devotee. So he sent his messengers to bring the Alvar back. And when the Alvar came back, he told the Lord, "What will you do now? Come back with me." And he told, and the Lord again rolled up his Ananta bed, kept on his top of his head, and he started walking behind the Alvar. And when the Alvar stopped, and he said, "Now you roll it up here." And then the Lord, in such a hurry to hear the instructions of the devotee, he forgot that previously he was lying down with his left hand as the pillow and the right hand giving darshan. But he was so much in a hurry to hear to the Alvar that this time he was lying down from east to west. He was lying down before. I think now from west to east he is lying down, and he switched his hands. So now if you go and take darshan of this deity's name is Sonnavannam Seida Perumal. That means how the Alvar instructed, whatever was the instruction, the Lord who carried out instruction as it is. We have Bhagavad Gita as it is, as spoken by the Lord, but here the Lord is saying Yathotkari. Absolutely right, somebody. Yatho Utkari. How he was told that you have to act like that. In that way, the Lord acted, and that Dividesham you can see. So Andal is referring to all of this because she heard all of this from her father. And she's saying that you are the person who actually takes care of the devotees. And here you are not taking care of the devotees. Here you are still listening to us, but you remember, you are the person who actually performed all these pastimes. You are always taking care of the devotees. And Krishna knows about this. Krishna is expert in taking care of his devotees. Once in Mahabharata, it so happened that Duryodhan wanted to ensure that he is victorious in the battle. He knew that he had performed all the wrong things, but somehow or the other, he wanted to ensure that he is victorious in the battle. So one of the things that the materialists do is, even though their acts are not proper, their karma is not proper, their activities are not proper, they seek the help of astrology. And they try to see the best time, best activity, best muhurta to make their activities successful. So in those times, one of the Pandavas, Sahadeva, like Nakul and Sahadeva was an expert astrologer. And Duryodhan knew that Sahadeva was a good astrologer. So he went to Sahadeva. And when he went to Sahadeva, he asked this question that, look, I want to be victorious in the battle of Kurukshetra. And for that, I want to know, when should I start my war elephant, the first elephant which will step inside the battle, like the Muhurta. At that exact Muhurta, I should start so that I will be victorious. So Sahadeva was expert astrologer. He looked into the charts of Duryodhan and said, right during the Amavasya time, the 15th day, during when there is no moon, at afternoon 12 p.m. exactly, you should make the war elephant take the first step. If you do that, you will be successful. Duryodhana was excellent and jubilated by the answer. He wrote it down and he said, Sahadeva, thank you very much. But Bhima was sitting and listening to all of this. Bhima said, what kind of brothers I have? One eldest brother goes for playing gambling when he knows he has no clue about gambling, and he loses everything. Another brother I have who is going to who has already told the enemies what is the best muhurta for him to win before even the war starts. What kind of brothers I have? He went and asked this question to Sahadev. Sahadev, why did you do this? Why did you tell Duryodhan that the right time to take out his war elephant, the right muhurta, was none other than the 12 p.m. on a Amavasya day? This is very bad. Sahadeva said, look, I am bound by professional ethics. I am an astrologer, but I have professional ethics while I perform this. I cannot tell lies. Just because somebody is suffering, you cannot say palatable things to solve. An astrologer's duty is to tell the truth. This is called as a professional ethic. And we see this in Srila Prabhupada as well. irrespective of how many reporters come and ask so many nonsensical questions, Srila Prabhupada used to give us very tight, correct, absolutely from the Shastras, the perfect answers. So this is very much required. And this was right. An Acharya's duty is so to give not palatable answers, but the truthful answers. So Sahadeva said, I have given him the exact date by which he will be victorious. At that time, Krishna arrived there. And Bhima said, Krishna, now what do we do? And Sahadeva said, why we should worry? Krishna is always with us. Krishna said, don't worry. Let us see what happens. And Duryodhana, he knew that on the Amavasya day, 12 p.m., he has to start his elephant. So he went to Bhishma and asked Bhishma, when is the next Amavasya? You tell me. When is the Amavasya? And I need to know because I have to keep the elephant ready. And hence Bhishma said that the Amavasya was none other than day after tomorrow is going to be Amavasya. So at 12 p.m., if you have got this date from Sahadeva, he is an excellent astrologer. Now one may ask, why didn't he ask the date and time from the astrologer Sahadeva itself? Duryodhana was very afraid. To get this information from Sahadeva itself was a big thing. Now if I sit and ask him everything, Bhima will get to know and he will put his club on me. So he went and asked all the other side questions to Bhishma. So Bhishma gave the exact time, day after tomorrow. Duryodhana came outside, told his guards to prepare the war elephant. And the guards said, oh, it is 2 days later, we will prepare him on that day. Duryodhana said, no, keep him well prepared. I want him to be tented right here. He is not supposed to go anywhere. Equip him, because even the Pandavas will try to abduct this war elephant and ensure that nothing happens. So Duryodhana wanted to ensure that he is successful in the battle. So he kept the war elephant fully bedecked with all the war equipments, and Muhurta and everybody, the Pandit, everybody was arranged 2 days prior to this event which was going to happen. The next day was Chaturdashi, typically not the Amavasya day, the 14th day. And Krishna, what did he do? He went near Ganges and started offering oblations to his forefathers, like doing a tarpan, offering oblations. Now, seeing that, everybody got perplexed. Why is Krishna offering oblations? Duryodhana saw that Krishna is offering oblations. He asked Krishna, Krishna, why are you offering oblations today? Today is Chaturdashi. You are supposed to do it during Amavasya. He said, no, today is actually Amavasya, and hence I am offering these oblations. And then Duryodhana thought maybe Bhishma was very partial to the Pandavas and he has given me wrong information, misinformed me. And then he asked Krishna, Krishna, can you tell me when exactly is the time of Amavasya right now? He said 12 p.m. He said, oh my God, this is the time that I should actually start my war elephant. He gave the orders and told the war elephant to march. The Pandit said, today is not Amavasya. It was supposed to be marching, yes, tomorrow. He said, no, Krishna is doing Tarpan right now. This is Amavasya. Let us march. And the war elephant was marched on a Chaturdashi. And now Bhishma came running there. He said, why did you make the elephant march now? This is not the Muhurta time. It is next day. I know you are a fool. You never listen to the elders. Duryodhana said, don't make me a fool, Bhishma. You are always partial to the Pandavas. So you wanted to trick me, but I tricked you. I went and asked to the source, Akhila Karanaya, Nishkaranaya, the source of everything. Krishna, I asked him this question and he told me that today is Amavasya. He said, what are you talking about? Why is Krishna doing Tarpan? Generally, if your forefathers have left, if your father has left this planet, then only you do Tarpan. Vasudev is still living. He is very well. He is very happy. Why is he doing Tarpan? Then Duryodhana understood. Why is Krishna doing Tarpan? His parents are still alive. Why is he doing Tarpan? Then he went rushed back. And the same question was were questions for the demigods as well. The demigods also assembled there to understand, Krishna, why are you doing this Tarpan? Why are you doing these oblations when it is not Amavasya? We would like to understand. Surya was there, Chandra was there, everybody was there. And they were standing opposite to each other, wondering what is going to happen. And when Duryodhana asked this question, he said, during Amavasya, Surya, Chandra has to stand opposite to each other. So now when I see Surya is here, Chandra is here, and they are standing opposite to each other to ask me the question, why am I doing oblation? So this is very clear that today is Amavasya, because Surya and Chandra are standing opposite to me. So today is Amavasya. It is correct. But Duryodhana said, even if I try to understand that, whom are you offering oblations? Vasudev is okay. Devaki is fine. Whom are you offering oblations to? is that when you are going to die in 18 days, somebody has to offer oblations for you. So I am offering for you, Duryodhana, right now. So this is Krishna, Munsendra, and he ensures that his devotees are protected even before the battle. Even before they face any difficulty, Krishna ensures that he goes. Seppamudayai, he says, and Andal says here very beautifully, she says that Kappam tavirkum kaliye tuyalai, seppamudayai, tirululadayai, setrark, veppam kodukum vimala tuyalai. That you are such a mighty warrior that you always are inclined to give protection to your devotees, to your suppliants, and to your own enemies. When you strike them with terror. Your words are enough to strike them with terror. Your words are so super in nature that when you speak, the enemies feel fearful in their heart and they start to shiver. They do not know what to do. They do not know where to go. And we see this, that when Karna asked the question on the battlefield, why are you killing me? My chariot has completely submerged into the loose soil and it is stuck. At this time, I'm trying to lift my chariot out of this mess. And you are trying to shoot an arrow at me. Where is Dharma? Krishna, what are you following as Dharma? Now, these questions, many materialists pause themselves here and they ask this question. Karna was infamously killed. Karna was not supposed to be killed like this. Dharma was not followed. Did Krishna follow Dharma? But they conveniently remove the shlokas of Mahabharata where Krishna asked this question back to Karna. Krishna asked the question that where was Dharma when Draupadi was getting disrobed and when all the 5 husbands of Draupadi were unable to protect, you called out to Draupadi and said, why don't you get a 6th husband? Was that right? Was that dharmically right for a woman who was not strong enough? Imagine Karna doing that in today's scenario. Even in today's scenario, it is considered such an abominable sin if somebody speaks to a woman like this. But Karna spoke like that. Karna even said, if you want, you come and sit on my thighs. This is not how you speak to a sister-in-law. Karna said these words. And Krishna asked, where was Dharma at that time? Where was Dharma when the Pandavas rightfully finished their 12 years of forest life and then they came back? And when they asked for the 5 villages, you were supporting Duryodhana. Did you not speak Dharma then? Where was Dharma when you tried to break the bow of Abhimanyu and you broke it and you ordered everyone to kill Abhimanyu in the battlefield? Where was Dharma then? Where was Dharma when gambling was seen as a means to attain all the kingdom? Was that not right? Where was Dharma when you could have stopped Duryodhana from setting the palace on fire in Lakshagraha? You did not do any of these. So stop speaking about Dharma. Don't become a Sankalpavadi. Sankalpavadi means a person who only accepts the Lord. In fact, he does not even accept the Lord when good things are happening to him. But any bad thing happens to a person, they immediately start blaming God, saying God doesn't exist. When good things are happening, they don't even consider that God exists. They feel that it is their own good karma which is getting them. God does not need to provide anything. So Krishna says you are just an opportunist, that you want to speak about dharma when it is favorable in your circumstances, but you fail to follow dharma when it is supposed to be. Like this, when Krishna spoke these words, Karna's heart was completely crushed. He was shown a complete mirror that you are just an opportunist. So Krishna's words can also strike terror in the hearts of the enemies. But Andal is saying, we are not here to hear your harsh words. But these harsh words of you not opening the door or not even replying to us, that is more hurtful for us. Your silence is very hurtful for us. Hence, we are requesting none other than Nappinai. Now they have spoken the 4 lines to Krishna, sarcastically saying that you speak so many words, it strikes the terror in the heart of the devotees. You go before anybody else appears and you give darshan, but you have ignored us completely. The 5 lakh gopis are right in front of you and you have not given any attention to us. So hence we would like to turn our attention to Nappinai, on whose chest, whose broad chest, and on whose breast you are completely enamored and you are sleeping. Now, this is not a material scene out of any romantic novel. This is a spiritual dimension where the divine couple are enjoying in the spiritual rasa. So one should not take this rasa in a material plane and try to concoct in a very lustful manner. This is divine love, which we are speaking about. And hence they are saying, Nappinai, you are like the treasure box inside which there is a treasure which is kept. So unless and until the treasure box opens it, we will not get access to the treasure, which is none other than, who is none other than Sham Sundar Krishna himself. So they are addressing it to Nappinai and they are saying, oh Nappinai, please give us access. How are you? You have such a broad chest and your waist is very slender. They are glorifying the treasure box, or the glorifying the personality who is having Krishna. And you are a very beautiful lady. And you are none other than Tiruve. That means you are none other than Lakshmi herself, who does the 6 activities. Shrunoti, Shravayati, Shrinati, Shrinati, Shriyati, Shrayati. So these 6 things are done by Lakshmi. Shrunoti, you hear our prayers. Shravayati, you tell our prayers to the Lord. Shrinati, you make us pure by your blessings. Srinati gives us bhakti by your blessings. Shriyati prays for our liberation and pushes our application to attain their lordships through you. Prayati, and in fact, you go and become a lawyer for us and argue with the Lord. So Shrinoti, Shravayati, Shrinati, Srinati, Shriyati, Shrayati. So these are the 6 terms which are used for Lakshmi, and she does all these 6. And they are saying, hence, Nappinai, you are the one who is the person who is supposed to speak for all of us. Please wake up. And after waking up, you have to do 2 things. What are the 2 things that you should do? You should give us a fan, a hand fan, and you should give us a mirror. Now people will be like, what strange request? Open the door should be the first request. But you are telling us to give fan and mirror. There is a deep meaning in this. And especially, why are you asking for a hand fan during Margari month, which is already cold? The cold winds are flying. At that time, you don't need any external fan to give us you further chillness for your body. But here she is asking for fan. She's asking for fan because she's saying that we want to get married to Krishna. We want to become her. We all the 5 lakh gopis want to accept Krishna as their husband, but we are not even having access towards Krishna. You are stopping us, because of which the heat of separation from Krishna is burning us within. So please give us a fan by which we can cool down. Even the exterior circumstances of Margai, the month of Margashirsha, which is generally winter season, that is also not helping us much. So hence you give us a fan by which we will douse down our heat of separation. But what about the mirror? Once we get married, because you will accept, we would like to see Krishna and ourselves. The first selfie shloka was this shloka. This shloka which was mentioned here is the first selfie. We would like to see ourselves in the mirror. That means we like to see our husband and ourselves, both of us, in the mirror. And hence we would like to always keep that image in our heart. And hence Nira Telo Rembavai. So please get us married to Krishna. So this is the shloka where the Jivatmas, that means the living entity, is praying for attaining the Lord as her husband. And this 20th shloka is the only place where they reveal their innermost desires. Because all other shlokas, they mention that they want to get the musical instrument, they want to get it for doing Nam Sankirtan and many others. But this is the only place where they clearly mention to Nappinai, to Nila Devi, that you please, somehow or the other, you give us these blessings. You give us these kind blessings in a way that we will achieve our desired goal, which is to achieve Krishna as our husband. And after this, both of them cannot stay back listening to the prayers. Nappinai springs up, opens the door. So the 20th verse is very, very important from the point of view that the door to Krishna has opened. And now the door has been opened. But after opening in 21st verse, we don't see Nappinai. Where did she disappear? For the last 3 words, there were so many applications given to Nappinai that you please open the door, and you are there, and Krishna was sleeping on the chest of Nappinai. But 21st verse onwards, Nappinai is completely missing. And Krishna is giving full access for the 5 lakh gopis. And in this sloka, she also makes a request to Nappinai that please make us ensure that we all marry Krishna, all 5 lakh of us. Now, this is a very strange request to a married woman, to the wife of someone's, to the wife of the husband. You are making a request that please marry me to the same husband, and the wife is enabling to do that. Now, one may ask, how is this possible? How is the wife agreeing to marry off her husband to many other women? So this is not in a material sense, this is in a spiritual sense. And she gives the example of Tirupati Balaji. She says that when Bhrigumuni stamped on your chest and when Lakshmi went away, she also told that you come down and you accept Padmavati as the wife. And then when Lord came down as Tirupati Balaji, and you can go and take darshan of Tirupati Balaji, you see that Padmavati is on one side of his chest. On the other side, there is Lakshmi as well. So she said, I will come back to your chest the day you accept Padmavati. So both of them are residing on the chest of Lord Balaji. And hence Andal is saying similarly, when we accept the Lord, we don't want to forget you, Nappinai, who is the main reason for us to achieve the Lord. So you also be there along with us. And you also give us this blessing that we never forget you, the real conduit for us to reach the Lord. So in this very nice way, she makes this beautiful prayer. And in this prayer, when she makes it, the doors open, and the doors have opened. Krishna is ready to mingle with all the 5 lakh gopis. What is he going to speak first? What is his first words going to be? It's been 20 verses and more than 27 sessions that we have seen to reach this climax point of the gopis meeting Krishna face to face. And that has happened. What is the response and the reactions and the reviews of the 5 lakh gopis who are peering in, who have barged open the door? It was slightly opened and they just barged in. And now they are seeing the full, beautiful Krishna face to face. What are the words going to be exchanged between them? What kind of shlokas are going to be spoken? Will they sing? Will they cry? Will they speak? For that, we have to wait for next week. So with that, we will conclude the 20th verse. From now, we will go one verse at a time, because we had taken extra time for these 3 verses, because these are the core verses where the gopis meet Krishna. So for Nappinai's verses, we took at least 2-3 classes for each verse. But now we have in another 10 shlokas that we have to cover. We will finish them in the next 10 classes. So thank you very, very much for your attention and your able presence for all these sessions. So what will happen next? Let's come back next week and get to know about the glorious journey of all the 5 lakh gopis of Srivaliputtur, which is not different from Vrindavan, towards Krishna, and whether they will reach, whether they'll speak. All this we will unfurl in the next lecture. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If there are any questions, comments, clarifications, we can discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the beautiful class. Very grateful to you. Yes, Preeti Vilasni Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Just wanted to thank you. Very, very beautiful class. Right from the point that Krishna, he walks in the front, the related stories to that, and then about the glories of Lakshmi that you mentioned, and overall Nappinai's role, and how finally the fan and the mirror, that was also very beautiful. Thank you. It was a beautiful, beautiful meditative class loaded with very relevant stories, and you could bring these stories in front of our eyes, Prabhu. It was very lively. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Preeti Mataji. Thank you for those kind words. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. And wish you all the best health. Hare Krishna.
Hare. And happy birthday, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I really like the example that you were giving about Gajendra, saving Gajendra. Lord did not care about himself and he just wanted to save the devotee. That's really, that's the greatness of Krishna. And I feel still I cannot surrender to him. I'm not still showing that love to Krishna. As Krishna is so merciful, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for that example. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Any questions, any realizations, please go ahead. I see the chat box. Yeah, just a beautiful class. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah, this is Anjali Mataji and Vasundhara Mataji. Such a beautiful narration, Prabhuji. Look forward to hear the forthcoming katha. Thank you so much. And she's also wishing you happy birthday, Prabhuji. Amrita Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the excellent class. I always look forward to your classes. Happy birthday, Prabhuji. Parima Mataji, I am most indebted to you for the most amazing and absolutely observing rain of nectar in the form of the beautiful Harikatha that you have been giving us. Many Dandavats Pranam to you and warmest wishes for your birthday. And Chinmay Mataji is also saying thank you for the great class and happy birthday. Vaidehi Mataji is saying happy Krishna conscious birthday, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you, Prabhuji,
you.
for your beautiful classes and always enlightening us, Prabhuji, and guiding us. Thank you so much. Very, very grateful to you.
In
Your
fact,
Ramakatha, your Srimad Bhagavatam classes, and of course the special series, all are nectarian, Prabhuji. We are really very grateful to you.
thank you very much. I think the biggest gifts are the ones where they mention that there was a very, very famous verse that Shitalam Chandanasya, that means the most able, Shitala, that means the pleasant as you get from sandalwood. Sandalwood is cold and it gives you Shital, that means it keeps you cold. But more colder than the sandalwood is the moon. But they mention that better than the sandalwood and better than the moon, the most pleasant feeling is Sadhu Sangha. And that is what I get in Bhakti Sangha Japa group, that Sadhu Sangha, and when they wish, and I think I take you all as my seniors, thank you for your wishes and let me lead my life, which is still somewhere to go in the glorification of the Lord and pleasing all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. So thank you for all these blessings from all the elders, seniors, and also from advanced devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you very, very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Happy Krishna conscious birthday to you.
Thank you.
And very,
Hare
very
Krishna.
glorious class. Which way you say all the Bhagavatam class, whatever Vinita Gandarika Mataji said. Everyone is so nice and like to hear more and more, Prabhuji, from you.
Yeah, Krishna is like that. Krishna is always wonderful. Thank you for your kind
Hare
words, Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And even Vrinda Gopika Mataji wishing you, Prabhuji, in the chat.
Right. I always
yeah.
get Radha Gopinath blessings from her, so I'm very grateful. Hare Krishna. I
Jai,
don't miss
Jai.
Bombay at all.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
So if
you.
there are no more questions or realizations, we can end the call here.
Sure.
Once again, happy Krishna conscious birthday in
I would
advance,
like
Prabhuji,
to.
and happy Radhashtami.
Thank you. I like to take special blessings from my very
Balanananda
revered
Prabhu,
Vaishnava.
yes. Go
Koti
ahead,
Koti
Prabhuji, go ahead.
Dandavats Prabhu, as an elder, as an advanced devotee, Dandavat pranams to you. Hare
I
Krishna.
am nowhere, Prabhuji.
Are you elder to me?
What I really enjoy is
Yes.
the language, which we are from Gujarat. We don't know about Tamil and so many things. It's like, very difficult for us to. But when you sing this in your language, they are really beautiful and, very pleasing to the ears. Like this Nippandai, and we have never heard this kind of words also, Vallipattur and all that, So they are sound very, very spiritual. And there's another Prabhu in Chicago here, Arvind Das Prabhu. So we talk to him and we always like your classes. So we remind each other about you. So thank you very much, Prabhuji. And we wish you very long life so that you can do Srila Prabhupada mission and help all of us to rise to love for Lord Krishna.
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Dandot Pranam. Yes, Mataji, we can end it here. Haribol.
Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Once again.
Thank you.
Vansha kalpatarubhyascha
Kalpatarubhyascha
कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री हरिदास वर्य प्रभु जी की
जय।
जय।
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji, Hare